welcome back to the channel. Or if it's your first time here, welcome. This is Gwendolyn, and this video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Libra for September. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit here, and then we'll get right into the reading. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, I will have a link above. Let's see what's coming up for Libra for September. We all just came out of that intense solar eclipse, new moon in Leo, and we're entering September with a Mercury retrograde that'll be lasting until September 5th. But after that, things may go forward again and not seem so scrambled, so haywire. A lot of people had experiences with the solar eclipse of it being an emotional roller coaster. So hopefully that's winding down for everyone, and especially after we get through the first week of September and Mercury goes back direct. So let's see what's coming up for you, Libra. Looks like you have some options available to you at the beginning of September. This is Seven of Cups, and it represents, I sometimes call this card a Las Vegas card. It means that there may be many things in front of you that are shimmering and glimmering, but all that glitters is not gold. So to look at things carefully. It's got a lot of this cloud imagery, which represents Neptune, and sort of saying that things are not always as they appear when this card shows up. So I'll revisit that, but that's the general meaning for Seven of Cups. It's crossed with Nine of Cups, which is the card of wish fulfillment, satisfaction. It's the card of feeling emotionally satisfied and full. So there's something that is challenging in terms of identifying what you really want from this range of options. And again, I'll talk more about that, but just going over those quickly. What's at the basis of this reading is Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire. What is passing away is Emperor in reverse. What is crowning the situation or your opportunity is Page of Wands in reverse. And what's approaching is Three of Coins. You in this situation are depicted by Ten of Swords in reverse. I'm glad to see that in reverse there. It means that you may be coming out of a feeling of bottoming out. For your environment, it's Three of Swords. This is showing me that there's a lot of mental energy that's going on that is maybe not helping you. It may be that it is causing your heart to hurt a little bit. Your hopes and fears card is Five of Cups. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. And then your outcome card is Page of Cups in reverse. So this is a card of, in the upright position, it means having an open heart, feeling joyous, feeling young, feeling free, feeling like life's enjoyments are available to you, and that you can just approach things with an open heart. So in the reverse position, there's something that may be challenging your ability to access that right now. And I'm getting a sense it's related to all this overactive mind energy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a moment too. You can see, for those of you who are familiar with this channel, you can see that I've changed things up for this reading. I've done a Celtic cross for this month, and I normally do my regular format. So if you prefer this, let me know in the comments, or if you prefer my regular format, let me know. But let's get right into the reading. So when there's cups present, which both of these cards are, it represents heart energy, and it represents emotional energy. So there's a choice being made from a range of options, and you may be having a hard time identifying what it is you want, what's going to satisfy you, what's going to fulfill your wishes. This is known as Nine of Cups or Nine of Hearts, which is the wish fulfillment card, feeling emotionally satisfied. And when this is presented to you, Seven of Cups. It means that you may have lots of options on the table, but be careful of what you wish for because you might get it, is sort of what this is saying to me. When the wish fulfillment card is crossing the Seven of Cups, it's saying be clear about your choices. Do your research. Look behind the curtain. Do due diligence, because what you think you might wish for might end up being something else, or you might have a hard time identifying which of these things is going to fulfill you or leave you emotionally satisfied. So this is a good card, Nine of Cups. It means feeling full, feeling like what you wanted has come to you, feeling like you have enough. But one of the themes that these two cards share is it can mean a little bit of excess. Like this is almost like rolling the dice and choosing anything at random just by what sparkles the most. And this can sometimes represent overindulging or going overboard a little bit. So be careful about your choices in September. You may have a nice range of options, but because this has so much Neptune energy to it, make sure that you look into your choices carefully, do your due diligence, and really ask yourself, is the choice that I'm making going to satisfy me or not? Is this going to fulfill my wishes? Am I going to be emotionally fulfilled if I make any of these choices, if I choose any of these particular cups? Because what also I'm seeing too is your outcome card is Page of Cups. It's telling me that if you're not careful about your choices, you may return to the young person with their heart, that is still leaping, that is still desiring something, still wanting something. So it's not a horrible outcome, but it's just saying be careful with what you choose. There are a couple of things going on in your timeline, as well as the basis and opportunity, what you bring to the situation, which is already yours, and is the basis of, excuse me, the situation is Queen of Wands. Now, this is someone who is full of confidence. She's full of radiance. She is witty. She comes back with a quick answer. She's very bright. She gets things done, and she likes action. She's very sunny. She's got an optimistic disposition. This sometimes can represent a fire sign, so Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. But this is what you bring to the situation, Libra. So I'm showing this as a period of confidence, self-confidence, or feeling like you want to take action on something, feeling like you know what you want and you're ready to take the steps to get it done. That's what this card's about. It's like, let's get it done. I see passing away, Emperor in reverse. So this means that something is falling away that was overly restrictive. Perhaps someone who had authority in your life that was not welcome, or it could be like an old system of things. Emperor usually represents structure and order and law and hierarchies, authority that comes from top down. So with him in reverse, it's saying that there may have been someone who influenced the situation or made judgments on it or had authority on it that is no longer going to be relevant. This could be like even parental influence or some sort of rigid structure that is releasing and allowing you to consider other options. So that's what's passing away. Any overt, overly rigid structures. This could be a person. Sometimes Emperor depicts an elder or someone who used to have influence and is no longer going to be. I get the sense that it was influence that wasn't welcome or beneficial because it's Emperor in reverse. So they're going to be passing away in terms of their influence is passing away. What your opportunity is Page of Wands in reverse. And you have that as your opportunity card, and you also have another page in your result card. So there is some young, youthful energy that is coming in for you that's available to you, but it's in reverse. So it's kind of saying, I'm not so sure about having my heart open. I'm not so sure about taking action. I want to get things done, but I don't know where to start is what Page of Wands in reverse says. Page of Wands is about being ready, being willing, showing up, even if you're not the most experienced. It could be, too, Libra, that there is a way in which you had experience before, but that expertise has either become redundant or outdated, and now you're having to show up as the novice again. And you're not so sure about where to begin because you're like, this is all new to me. I've got the passion, I've got the energy, I've got the motivation, but where do I begin? So this is saying your opportunity is to jump into the game. Page of Wands is like, I always think of it as like a hyper teenager who's like skateboarding and jumping and just like wild, uncontained energy. So with that in reverse, it's kind of saying, I'm looking for a way to harness this overarching energy, where to apply it, because Queen of Wands is saying, let's get it done. Let's form a system. Let's form a structure. Let's start this already. There may be a project or, I see a project happening here, Three of Coins, collaborative work. But you may not know where to apply all of this fire energy, this motivation, enthusiasm, drive, all of that. So your opportunity is to show up, to harness any unbridled energy, to be willing to be the novice, to show up and say, even though I don't have a lot of experience with this, or this is a new phase of something, I'm showing up and I have willingness and motivation, and I'm teachable. You know, I'm willing to be guided. A page is someone who usually works at the service of a knight and learns the ropes as they go. So if there's something that you're beginning, and it may even be relevant to your choice, like I'm thinking it may influence your choice here, is that I kind of want to start something new, but I don't know if it's going to be satisfying to me. I don't know if that's going to fulfill my wishes. You may just want to show up and try it out, because Page of Wands in reverse says, you know, I'm afraid of showing up and trying out. In the upright position, it's all about showing up and being instructed in things and learning the ropes as you go. So your opportunity is to challenge any fears, doubts, or resistance that you may have to just showing up and getting in the game, regardless of the level of experience or structure that you bring to the situation. Because there is a group project that could be potentially financially rewarding that's coming in for you. Three of Coins has to do with cooperation, collaboration. In this card, there's usually three people involved. It's the builder that we see here, the architect, and the client or the customer, the person who's going to use the structure. So it's very beneficial work, and it especially features group dynamics. So working well with others, being collaborative. It's three energies, so it's creative. It usually produces financial returns because of its coin energy. And it usually produces something that everyone can see. That's what this cathedral is standing firm for everyone to admire it because of all the work done collaboratively. So if there's a decision that you're needing to make about something that could be potentially satisfying to you, I'm going to say let go of old structures so that you can build new ones. And do this with other people's input. The more that you involve other people when Three of Coins appears, the more beneficial the project is. This is sort of like saying two heads are better than one, three heads are better than two. It's like the more the merrier. The more input we have, the better result we can get. Sometimes Three of Coins also represents multiple streams of income. So working on multiple projects at once. But I get the sense too that you're going to have to let go of any outdated ways of doing things. If there was a rigid, structured way that something was done in the past, that's gone. You might just have to be like, I'm willing to roll with it as I learn this or as I discover it. That's your opportunity. You do have lots of confidence coming into this, Libra. So group projects featured. You in the situation, this is 10 of Swords. Usually this card can be seen as either negative thinking, or it's always darkest before the dawn, or bottoming out. So when Ten of Swords appears, what it means is that there's too many conflicting thoughts going on. Swords represent mental energy. It's air energy. So each one of these represents a thought, a belief, an idea, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It's a way of thinking that is draining the very life force out of the person. So when this is in reverse, I kind of see it as you acknowledging that an end has come, in terms of like almost like saying, I can't do this anymore. I don't, this way of thinking is running me into roadblocks. It's draining me. It's a 10 card, so that's a completion of a chapter. It's almost like a little bit of relief. I see it with that theme of it's always darkest before the dawn. I kind of see it as the swords are ready to fall out. They haven't quite left yet, so there may be some old remnants of this way of thinking that you're still working on removing. And I do see progress with this, because you do go from 10 of Swords to 3 of Swords in your environment. So I see that you're actively working on removing thoughts, ideas, and beliefs that are draining you. And you've taken it to 3 swords. So you're removing them, and there can be some healing that's going on in terms of going from 10 to 3 here. It's there. You may still be experiencing some pain, some indecision. 3 of Swords sometimes can depict heartbreak or disappointment or betrayal, or things may have not gone the way that you expected them to. But I do see recovery going from bottoming out to, yeah, this is still painful because I haven't removed all the swords yet. I'm still working on it. But the heart is emerging. You can see the difference between this being completely dark and here there's still a couple clouds and shadows, but at least we can see the heart now. We can see this light behind it. So continue working on, through September, Libra, removing any negative beliefs, thoughts, ideas that are draining your energy and causing you to feel, exhausted, drained, bottomed out. This is, continue with this process. This is your environment, is one of, actually I'm reading this as healing from this card to this card. Continue to identify and pull out those swords that are still causing you pain. You don't have that many left. And then I also see, Libra, that there may be something that you really want to let go of and release, but you're also fearing letting go of. Usually 5 of Cups means old sorrows that are still plaguing our heart. This may be like old heartbreak or old betrayal, sadness. There's something going on here. This is heart energy that is being spilled. And it could be like when you see this heart, there's actually like the heart is dripping, and that's kind of the same energy. It's all emotional energy. It's all heart energy. So I see that you're kind of focused here on the losses that are present, or maybe remnants from the past. But in this card, I always point out that the figure can do a 180 and turn around and look to see the love that is still available. 2 of Cups is actually partnership energy. And it can mean the healing aspects of a relationship, even if much has been lost. This could be over the death of a family member, or anything that was really painful, that felt like an emotional loss. There is both a hope in this card of wanting to move on from it, but also a fear of moving on from it. It may have become something that you went through that you're still working through, and you're working on releasing that. So with your outcome, I actually see you ending up here as being, open-hearted, and being this young person again, feeling like your heart, how when we're young, our hearts are sort of fresh and new and clean before we've hit any bumps in the road emotionally, or anything that causes our hearts to break. I think there's a word for that called anahata, meaning the heart before anything, unbroken, unstained. I forget what exactly it means, but it means the heart before it has ever been scarred. And that's Page of Cups energy completely. It means letting your heart leap, letting it be full of life, being open, being willing, being emotionally present and available, feeling what yes feels like and going for it. So this is very much, it's also like teenage energy, but instead of the unbridled energy, unbridled fire energy, Page of Cups is really more poetic, more, this is like the romantic teenager. This is like puppy love or infatuation. It could be for some of you that you may be experiencing a renewal, a rebirth in terms of a relationship or in terms of the heart. You may have felt completely dragged out and dragged down. You're working on healing that, looking at any betrayal, infidelity, disappointment, sadness with the heart, trying to let it go, focusing on letting go of the old hurts, trying to turn around and experience this Two of Cups that is here waiting for you, and trying to be the person who's grown a new heart. It may be challenging though. That's what Page of Cups in reverse says, is that there's fear, doubt, or resistance towards being open-hearted again. And I can understand that. If this is a story that's happening for you, I can understand that it might take some time to have your heart be open again, but you really do want to. That is your outcome, is that your heart is healing. You are growing a new heart. So I'm seeing, Libra, that if you have been going through any challenges or things that are painful, really just need to address your mental state. What thoughts, beliefs, fears do you need to remove in order to work towards pulling those swords out of your heart and allowing it to heal more and more, in order to release old wounds and maybe become open again? And I'm going to also say, be careful of your choices here, because just like this card says, all that glitters is not gold. It's really kind of like saying, be careful of what you wish for. Be careful of what you choose. Be careful what your wishes are, because you want to end up as Nine of Cups. You want to be satisfied. You want to choose something that's going to be satisfying to you. So I'm really seeing let go of old rigid structures or belief systems. Involve others in what's coming up. Bounce things off of people. Make it a group collective project and get in the game. You have confidence enough, even if you're having to start over. This is youthful energy. Page of Wands and Page of Swords says, I can do it. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm open. I'm willing. I'm motivated. I'm enthusiastic. I'm ready to learn. So I kind of get that even despite the trials and maybe heartbreaks, that if they have shown up, I'm kind of getting that these are from the past. You're really open. Your timeline, your story is that you're opening up to a new heart. You're trying to access this part of yourself that is saying, I do want to be open-hearted. I do want to be motivated and enthusiastic with my love, with my heart. Allow this heart to leap. So I'm going to say the more time you spend in Cups energy, because your basis is all about Cups. It's all about an emotional choice. The more you can spend in that and less in mental machinations, going over and over in your head. That's what Too Many Swords is about, too much time in your head. And going into Cups energy, maybe shedding some tears. That's present in both of these cards. It may get you to a point where you're at least ready to consider opening back up to yourself, if not anyone else, and being youthful and idealistic about love, about what brings your heart joy. And it may also be helpful to clarify what it is that you want. These are all wishes of the heart cards. Lots of options. What do I wish for? Being emotionally satisfied and being open and willing to receiving it. So you're preparing potentially to communicate something from the heart, but I'm getting the sense that you're needing to be careful about the choices and go through this healing process. So that's my reading for you, Libra, for September. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Libra. I really see like taking time out of your mind to heal any emotional grief that you may have. It really helps you get to the place of being open again and considering love again. And then group projects being favored here, and using all of this energy and confidence that you have, even if it feels outdated or redundant, you know, applying that towards getting in the game and learning something new. I think you're going to have some nice results in terms of new heart energy coming to you. So that's my reading, Libra. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I just want to say thank you to everyone so much for watching Yours in the Stars.